They misunderstood me. They thought I was celebrating. When I said, God is dead, they imagined a rebellion, a torch in my hand, a smirk on my face. But there was no joy in my voice, only mourning, only fire. Because when I said, God is dead, I meant that we, you and I, have killed him, not with swords or hate, but with indifference, with science that answered too much, and with faith that had become routine. We killed him the way one forgets a loved one, slowly, unintentionally, by living as if he were no longer needed. And now, the question is not, what have we done, but what will we do next? Because the death of God is not the end of belief. It is the end of certainty. The foundation has crumbled. The commandments are dust. The throne is empty, and we are standing before it, trembling. Once, we lived in a world where morality had an anchor. Right and wrong were dictated by divine authority. Suffering had meaning. Obedience was virtue. But now, without God, where do our values come from? What guides us? What stops us from falling into the abyss of anything goes? This is the terrifying freedom. Because when you remove God, you also remove the scaffolding of comfort, of tradition, of certainty. You are left with the raw, unfiltered responsibility of creating meaning for yourself. And most people, they're not ready for that. They cling to the shadows of what once was, to borrowed beliefs, to empty rituals. They become last men, comfortable, passive, numbed by entertainment and routine. But I do not want you to become the last man. I want something more for you. I want you to face this void with eyes wide open, to stand where the gods once stood, not in imitation, but in creation. This is where the Übermensch is born, not a tyrant, not a monster, but a human being who dares to write their own values, who dares to say, even in a godless world, I will live with depth, with strength, with purpose. The death of God is not your doom. It is your beginning. But beginnings are painful. They demand growth, responsibility, the courage to ask, if I cannot rely on heaven to define me, then who will I become? So no, I wasn't rejoicing when I said, God is dead. I was warning you that without something greater, we are in danger of becoming less, not because the universe punishes us, but because we lose ourselves to comfort, to apathy, to the need to be told what is right. The brave must now become the authors of their own morality. Create it not from fear, but from passion, from discipline, from the burning desire to make your life your masterpiece. So, what now? Now you choose. Not just what to believe, but what to become. Not out of fear of hell, not for a promise of reward, but because you are free. Terrifyingly, gloriously free. And with that freedom comes the weight of becoming your own light in a world that no longer guarantees illumination.